Here with head coach Anna Nimz. Lady Demons finally getting back on the court this week as they take on champion Christian. We'll talk about that game in a second. But coach, it's been a little while since we talked as well, as well as not playing in a while. So first, I want a couple thoughts back on the Kansas trip. Obviously, frustrating way that we didn't get to play the game. But we got to go there, you, the girls, everybody got to go visit Allen Fieldhouse, the history there, the museum and all that sort of stuff. So just talk about that, a neat experience for everybody to be able to do that.
Yeah, super long road trip to be able to visit and not play, but a lot of fun was had. I think, we talk a lot about family and that in our program, we don't use it as a hashtag and that it's something we want our girls to be able to see a little bit into our lives. And so, able to go to Coach Elshai's house, have the girls get fed, meet her family, get a glimpse into her life, and then follow that up with a couple great practices there at a high school in Skiatook, Oklahoma, which we were incredibly grateful for. Great facility, just incredibly nice people. Backed it up with going to my family. Did some roughhousing down in the basement, played a little foosball, played with the rotary phone. My parents had a couple fun things down in the basement that the girls had never seen. And so I think it's important for the girls to get a glimpse into our lives and not just always be Coach Nimz or Coach Elshai, Coach Brown, Coach Pitt, however you want to say it, but really be able to see maybe some of those embarrassing pictures on the wall, take off the coach labels and just hang out with them. So that was fun. Very disappointing we didn't get to play. Obviously, it's a cool place. It's a historic, rich place. It's where the game was created, where James Naismith, obviously, and Fog Allen. But we still got a lot of things. We had a lot of fun, being able to see the rules of basketball, read that, visit the museum like you had mentioned. It's important for players to not just play basketball, to be a genuine basketball player or great at anything. I think you need to understand the history of it, where it comes from, who laid the groundwork for you guys to be here. And so it was exciting. Maybe the coaches geeked out a little more over it than the players, but I think in time they'll appreciate the experience.
Yeah. So that was our last, or the first, I guess, of the craziness that kind of ensued over the past few weeks. Kansas game gets canceled. Then the women's tip-off event gets canceled a couple of days later. So it's been since December 18th since we played a game. Haven't been able to practice that entire time either. What's the past few weeks been like, just in terms of the craziness? We saw that last year throughout the entire season, but again this year, and then trying to get back into the swing over the past few days.
Yeah, I mean, everything's always ever changing when you're dealing with COVID. We're going on 2 years. I think everybody kind of thought to an extent it was a little bit behind us, and then here December hit and it's been a whirlwind, and not just for us but for absolutely everybody. Canceling games, I believe there's 33 games just today canceled already on the women's side. So last year we talked a lot about being resilient, handling adversity. And it's the same thing. I think our team has done a good job. We've had a handful of kids out. We've done individuals. Thankfully, I've had a great staff to be able to maintain practice. I was also out, and so we'd get a kid back, all to lose one. But I think collectively they've done a really nice job. We've been able to go for shorter periods, but maybe twice a day here as of late. And it's allowed them to, maybe we can work on something on the mental side in the afternoon or in the morning, and then flip-flop for that second practice. So you hate to see maybe a loss in some of the conditioning, but with this team, when those lights come on, they're going to be ready to go. And that's hats off 100% to them. I think they've worked hard the last few days. I think today was a great practice. And so, we have some time a little bit before our next game. We're excited to get one under our belt before headed into conference. But it stinks to lose 4 on your schedule. So, we just have to adapt.
Yeah.
Adapt and move on. We talk, I say it all the time, but you just got to focus forward.
Original opponent for this game was Champions College. That game canceled, not due to COVID, just cancellations. Able to get Champion Christian here on Tuesday. You mentioned it, the importance of this game, just in the terms of knocking the rust off before a really big conference opener on Saturday.
Yeah, when you take on number 1 to open up conference, that's pretty high premium on that. But excited to have a home game here. Yes, to knock off the rust, but really the girls have been either with individuals or practice. They haven't gotten to see the court live since December 18th, and that's a long time to go without getting to play a game. So we're excited for the opportunity to play. We're excited that, we're going to be able to get up and down, and then we've talked about it multiple times. It's, what do we want? And so we have to put it together in the next few days, tackle Tuesday, and really focus on taking on number one.
One thing we definitely want to get your thoughts on too as well. Alicia White expected to make her appearance. She's been held out for the past the first 10 games of the season. How big is it to get her out here? Able to, she's been able to practice fully the past few days. But what are your expectations for her in her first maybe game or minutes?
Be realistic. She's been out for the majority of it as far as competition. She's been able to practice 1.5 times. And so what we're looking for her is kind of to get comfortable with the game, get back acclimated to, what we're trying to do both offensively and defensively, and can control what she can control. So because she can control her effort, she can control her rebounding, and that's all we expect out of her. Come out, have fun, work your tail off, and I know she'll do majority of those things.
One or two things you want to see first and foremost from the game on Tuesday. Like I said, it's the last non-conference game, just to make you feel like we're ready to go into Saturday.
I'd like to see a little more headiness on the court, passing up good shots to create a great shot, and just understanding that clock situation stuff a little bit better. And I think that's going to, again, it's in time, that's going to happen. But those would be some pretty big growths that we'd like to see moving into conference.
All right, Coach, thanks so much.
Thank you. Work 'em.